G'day, Shah here once again with Four Wheels on the Road, helping you get the most out of your time away. Today we are here to find out what is inside this box. Let's take a look. Oh, this is exciting. Alright, so for those of you who do keep up with the channel, very recently we went to the Four Wheel Drive Expo and caught up with our new good friends from Garmin. There it is. Ooh, there it is. Fantastic. And they've approached us to do a bit of a review of the Tread Overland. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So that's what was in the box. Beautiful looking unit. There's a heap of really great things about it. We're only just going to touch on a few of them today because there's a ton of information on what this unit can actually do that we'll cover at a later date. What I'm going to do with the whole series with the Tread is actually do some comparisons with the Overlander. So we're going to do a bit of a comparison comparing it to the Tread. And also we're going to take a look at the Tread right now. All right, so let's take a look at it. Woohoo, this is exciting. Oh, look at that beauty. First thing you'll notice when you get it out of the box is the Inreach aerial. It's on the side here. This used to be a separate device, but it's now included on the unit, which is going to be very handy for some people who travel remotely. Basically what it is, if you're unfamiliar, is a satellite connection device, so you can contact emergency services if you're traveling remotely, or you can also set it up with the app, which we'll talk about later on, to have people at home know exactly where you are on the map, which is really handy as well. But we'll talk about all of that later. First thing I notice is that the power button is now on the back, but it's actually in quite a handy position. It's a different texture than the other material on the back here. You know, when you place your hand there, your finger's almost right on the button, and the rest of your fingers go right there on that hollowed out part of the device there, so it's pretty easy to work out. Let's take a look at what's in the box for the rest of it. Heard about this. So this is now the mounting device. 1.5 inch ball as opposed to a smaller one that used to be on the Overlander, to look after the extra weight that the Tread actually has compared to the Overlander. As your standard cigarette lighter power cord, same as what the Overlander has, although there is now a separate plug, which I must say I'm actually a fan of. It was something that annoyed me a little bit about the previous mounting device on the Overlander, was that it was just one long cord that just went to the mounting device, but this actually has a connector on it. So if you happen to need to, disconnect your cables for any reason at all, it's very easy to do so now with that little screw and plug. So that's actually quite handy. That's a really good addition that I'm quite a big fan of, must say. And the mount, and we've got a USB charging cable as well. So in total, you've got the couple of little manuals there, the USB charging cable, the windshield mounting device, if you need that. It's quite a big suction cap, so I reckon it'd be pretty damn sturdy, and this thing here looks very sturdy as well. Now the other thing that I haven't mentioned for a very particular reason is this particular part of the unit here, the base unit. Two very important things here. One, you'll notice a very similar thing to which the Overlander had was the magnetic attachment. It takes quite a bit to get it off there, but you can get it off there. I shook that really hard just then. But what you do actually now have is that lock-in, and that's not going anywhere. So that's quite a handy thing to have now on the device. Another thing as well, if this device was mounted, you can just remove that connector with one hand. I'm just assuming that my left hand here is the windshield connection device, and you can lock it in with one hand as well. So if you're really quickly wanting to get to your device and take it off the mount, you can do so. Talking to the people at Garmin, what they did with alterations to the design and execution of all of the different parts of the new device here, in terms of the base plates, the connections, incorporating the aerial, it was all from feedback from Garmin customers. So this is all the things that Garmin customers like myself have been asking for and wanting out of a new unit. Now the important part and the fun part. Ooh. Wow, what a beautiful looking screen. So nice. This unit does have, similar to the other unit, adaptive screen brightness, but also you can alter the screen brightness yourself manually. But one thing in a very quick comparative way that this device has compared to the Overlander is the Garmin Tread is now 1000 nit. So very, very bright screen. All right, beautiful looking unit, I must say. I do love the locking device. I also love the bigger size ball mount on the back. Very, very handy. The larger screen, as I said briefly, just in quick comparison to the Overlander, it's a bit larger of a screen. If you're talking about it in terms of carrying it around as a walking around navigation device, not really that dissimilar to an iPad mini really, which people do use for navigating and walking around with. Alright, so now that we're back in the office, there's a couple more things that I can mention that we didn't get to cover previously because the unit wasn't charged straight out of the box. First of all is the spots on the side here. We mentioned that there's the up and down button here, but there's also under here now, which is a big improvement from the old model, a locking latch in which your memory card goes and plugging into USB as well. So that's what we're going to do now, is just plug it into USB and get the initial setup done. Alright, well that's going to cap things off for us for our unboxing and first look at the Garmin Tread. Just to let you know as well, I am under no obligation at all to provide Garmin with a positive review of this unit in any way, shape or form. I'm going to be giving you my honest impressions of the unit. Those of you who do watch the channel though will know that I am a big fan of Garmin units, but I'll be giving you my honest opinions the whole way along. Alright, so next time we're going to take a look at getting the unit plugged in and set up, and then further on down the track we're going to take a look at getting the unit set up for basic navigation and getting to learn how to use it. Alright, we'll see you next time we get four wheels on the road.